Welcome to Fool's Ball, where we're always on schedule. To the left of me, to the
This is how we're starting today. It's great.
Nick Beers to the right of me this time, and Dave Greengrass is to the left of me. And today, the NFL schedule has been released, and we're going to talk about the primetime games because that's like the juiciest part of the schedule.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go to Greengrass first. What's your first takeaway from the NFL schedule as you saw it?
We already got the full team schedule a couple of months ago. I'm very happy to talk about the primetime schedule so we don't have to talk about the gauntlet in front of the North for this particular episode. We'll get into that in a couple of weeks.
That's right. The NFC North has a tough schedule. Neckbeard, what's your first takeaway from just looking at the schedule?
I'm a little disappointed the Jags only have one primetime game, and it's against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have 5 in the first 8 weeks. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to have a lot, but I would have liked to see more Travis Hunter in the first couple weeks. So I was a little disappointed about that. But as far as primetime goes, so far, so good. Let's jump into it.
Let's get up the old primetime schedule here. And we got Risky Ricky here.
The man, the legend himself, Eric Dickerson, the reason why everyone else wanted to be a running back. So, yeah. Let's jump into it. Thursday night, Cowboys at Eagles. The Cowboys get way too many primetime games because they're the Cowboys. The Eagles will smash them, whatever.
It's still going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, we're all going to watch it. I mean, it's going to be great. Now, Monday night, Vikings at Bears. Do the Bears start out with a win, Dave?
Oh, no, this is officially the end of the Bears season right here.
Yeah,
we win the offseason.
Yep.
We're going to go against a young quarterback. It's optimal for the Bears because he's not going to have the experience, but if we lose this game, then it'll show all the offseason hype. Gotta hold our breath, wait a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
what probably is going to happen? The Bears will probably destroy the Vikings and then set their expectations super high.
Yeah, that could
happen. I don't know if
you
heard this, Doug. We're already going to win the Super Bowl for the next 4 years.
For the next 10 years.
Yeah. And you guys have Kyle, the next Eric Dickerson, 7th round draft pick running back on your team, Kyle Monagai, right?
So, Monangai, he's getting all of the hype.
Yeah, so new Eric Dickerson. Dude, the Commanders at the Packers on Thursday night is going to be pretty awesome. I think that's going to be a great game. I'm pretty excited for that. Vikings, again, back-to-back weeks, Sunday Night Football, Falcons at Vikings. That's going to be, I think, a good game. Like to see what the Vikings have 2 weeks in a row on primetime with J.J. McCarthy, huh? So, but yikes.
I'm really looking for that Chargers-Raiders. The Raiders are going to be exciting.
I think the Raiders will be fun.
They're kind of doing the Bears where they kind of stunk it up last year, but this offseason seems pretty exciting. So hopefully this winds up being a fantastical game.
I'm not a big fan of that Monday Night Football week.
Chiefs and Giants. Ugh.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, that's just gross. Whatever.
New York.
Lions, Ravens is good.
New York, you're exciting. You're a beautiful city, everything else. But yeah, I know you're a big market, but just don't give them prime time until they can win 8 games.
Yeah, everyone's cheering for the Knicks right now, so just calm down, New York. You don't need it. You don't need Monday Night Football games. So, Dolphins, Bills, fine. So yeah, it starts off pretty good, but nothing like super sultry to me. Nothing like super exciting to me. So, like, if you go to the next couple weeks, you got the Vikings on the international game. So they got 3 basically primetime games in the first 4 weeks of J.J. McCarthy's career. Yeah. That's kind of rough, I feel like. Maybe they're doing that on purpose because they know he's going to fail and we all want to watch it. But then the Packers, again, at Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. I hope we win by 30 points again. I hate the Cowboys, and I want to destroy them so bad. Now, I think the best game of that whole week, though, is actually Bengals at Broncos. I think that game is going to be awesome. I think that game's going to be really good. We're talking about the best passing offense in the league, no doubt, against what we think is going to be the best passing defense in the league. Mm-hmm. So see which one breaks.
And it's going to be at Mile High, so the Bengals offense might run out of a little bit of gas, so Denver might pull it out.
It's possible. It's possible.
But this is just crazy. You have an amazing matchup, and then you have it going against another Monday Night Football game. If you want to have 2 Monday Night Football games, okay, have it with 2 mediocre matchups. This one, I wish they would have moved it to the earlier slot just so that way when it's over, everyone can go to bed. I don't need to see the Jets at Dolphins. Let me start the work week on the right foot, bright and early on Tuesdays.
No, I mean, I like watching Dolphin games sometimes just because of the offense, but like Jets at Dolphins, not really interesting this year. And then the Vikings next week again, international. They stay overseas because the NFL, like most of us, are like the sooner the Vikings cease to exist, the better. But we'll just keep them in Europe as long as possible.
Yeah, we
So,
don't need to see them.
No, nobody wants them to come home. Hopefully, JJ McCarthy gets stuck over in Europe and never comes back. But no, Vikings.
This will be near the
Vikings-
end of the gauntlet for the Browns, though, of them having to face the NFC North. So
yeah,
this
the
might be
Browns-
the last game if they don't have Shador as their starting quarterback already. This
Yeah.
might be the one that puts him over the edge so he can start for them week 6.
I don't know,
Or-
man. Joe Flacco is probably going to score 8 touchdowns a game against the NFC North.
I mean, what if Shador wins the job to start? Let's just throw hypotheticals out there, and then they go 0-4 because their schedule to start is brutal as hell.
Mhm.
They're gonna go 0-4 most likely. And
I think Joe Flacco still has a stronger arm at like 58 years old than Shador Sanders does.
I mean, Flacco never had a strong arm, but he had a nice deep ball. I would say he has a very nice deep ball,
relatively.
And then you get Chiefs at Jaguars, the only Jaguars, primetime game. I'm a little disappointed in that. I would like to see more Travis Hunter, but Chiefs always got to be on primetime. So the next week's kind of interesting. Lions at Chiefs, there they are again. Bills at Falcons could be good. And then Commanders again against the NFC North. Bears at Commanders. Will we see
Another Hail Mary?
Yeah. I mean, the Hail Mary might be that the Bears might have one win at that point. And
This is around the same time last year it's going to have the opposite effect. We had promise until we had the Hail Mary. This year with the brutal schedule, it might be we're up in the muck and then we hit the Hail Mary this year and then that starts something good for the rest of you. Hoping.
Well, let's hope not. So, but yeah, a lot of international games this year. I mean, the NFL is definitely moving to get us used to that. They're going to put a team in Europe at some point. There's just too much money to be made. It's going to happen. So yeah, a lot of international games.
Do you think it could be like the Jets if they continue to suck? They just force
No,
them games.
No, it's
the New York market's too big. No way. I thought the Jaguars for sure because their owner Shad Khan is from London, right?
Yeah.
So and they play over there like twice a year. It seems like every year. And the Jaguars just got a new stadium agreement, so it sounds like they're not going. I think it might be expansion, guys. The NFL's been talking about it in the next 4 or 5 years, and what I think they'll do is they'll bring 2 teams in at the same time in Europe, so that when you go to Europe to play, you always play both teams, just kind of like the Vikings are doing this year. I think they're going to start setting it up that if you go play in Europe, you're going to play 2 games there on the road.
And then eventually there's like the NFC Super East where there's 4 teams that are just Europe.
Dude, the Cowboys have a lot of rivalries, but let's be honest, they're in Texas. Why are they playing Philadelphia and New York now? Like, I love rivalries, guys. Don't get me wrong, but like the way the divisions are set up just doesn't make a ton of sense. The Dolphins also playing New York teams. I feel like there's going to be a shuffling in the next couple of years because I mean, it's just the way things are now. Like regional football is not what it used to be. It's all international.
We could get a team in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Too.
So like, there's no point in having divisions kind of all over the place because you play all over the place anyway. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. But if there are European teams, you can bet that they'll probably be playing New York teams and things like that just because.
The Northeast teams.
Yeah. So Steelers at Bengals could be good if Aaron Rodgers is there. I think they'll be 2-5 at this point, and it'll be fun to watch them get smashed. Jaguars, of course, playing in London. Falcons again. Falcons getting a lot of primetime games, guys.
Yeah.
I guess that could be good. And then Packers at Steelers, week 8. Packers at Steelers, Sunday Night Football. Game. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is playing for the Steelers at that point and they're like 2-5 or 2-6 and the Packers go in there, he's going to beat the Packers. I could guarantee it.
I think that's going to be the Packers. If the Packers start slow, their turnaround is going to be playing the Steelers because the Steelers are probably going to be terrible.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, most likely. Or the Steelers will win 4 games and one of them will be against the Packers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, but I think, for 3 games, I think all 3 of them are pretty fantastic. Watching the Vikes at the Chargers, should be a lot of fantasy football watchers there. Commanders at Chiefs, that'll be a real fantastic yardstick just to see, okay, Commanders, where are you now?
I think that's the best game of this 3-week slate is actually Commanders at Chiefs. I think that's the best game by far. I think Falcons at 49ers has a lot of potential. Buccaneers at Lions has a lot of potential. The Bucs beat them last year. A lot of people forget that. That was their, one of their 2 regular season losses. Oh, wait, did the Lions only lose 1 game last year? Was it just the Buccaneers? Geez, that's crazy. Anyway, Bucks at Lions could be good. And then Commanders again. So back-to-back weeks. Commanders Monday Night Football, then Sunday Night Football. So they're getting a lot of games. Very exciting. All right, what about week 10? We've got Raiders at the Broncos. Falcons again. Man, the Falcons are getting a lot of games. Eagles at Packers. Yeah, we were going to lose that. What else we got? Cowboys at Raiders that could actually be really good. Yeah, Cowboys at Raiders, the 2 most ridiculous fan bases. Sorry, Philadelphia. But the 2 most, crazy fan bases, Cowboys at Raiders. That could actually be great on Monday Night Football. Jets at Patriots, though, that kind of seems like a snoozer.
Yeah.
You know, I got to say, most of the Thursday night football games this year don't seem terrible. The last couple of years, you know, Thursday night's been just awful games. But Bills at Texans, I mean, that's a good game. Raiders at Broncos, that's a division game. That's going to be good one way or the other, right? I like that. Lions at Eagles, also a good one. But I think Cowboys at Raiders is my favorite one here. I just think that's going to be really fun to watch, Cowboys at Raiders on Monday Night Football.
I cannot get enough Raiders this year. It's just to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The head coach at offense.
Yep. I'm very excited, and we'll see what Pete Carroll's all about. Does he fix the defense, right? Do they go more of a running game with Genty? Is Geno Smith a passenger? Is he carrying them? You know, do they have enough offense? Is Brock Bowers going to get another 130 catches? So, yeah, the Raiders are really interesting, especially after their draft.
I think can you go back one, please?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think also it's good to point out, go back. One forward. The Eagles at Packers. That's when the Packers tend to pick up steam around this point in the year. And the Eagles will be a good test there. And also they're playing on Monday Night Football. Usually the Packers, when they're on prime time, play over their head often. So that could be a really interesting game because it's a tough schedule in NFC North. So you're going to have to find any way you can to win one of those games.
Yep.
I don't know if they can pull it out, though.
Nah, the Eagles, I think, are just too good for us.
Yeah. And then week 12 kind of ends up on a whimper.
For the Packers.
Yeah. Being at home helps because I think being at home will help. But Monday night against the Eagles, we barely lost to them twice last year. But, I think they just have that little bit extra that allows them to beat us every time. Do you know what I'm saying? Are they greatly better than us? No. But are they better than us? Yeah. They just have a little more to them, and they don't really have
at every position.
Yeah.
Across the board, a little bit more is.
Yep. Panthers at 49ers week 12 is also a little interesting. Just throwing that out there. But let's move on to Thanksgiving. So we've got the Cowboys and the Lions, of course, hosting on Thanksgiving. Chiefs at Cowboys, Packers at Lions. We beat them last time we were there on Thanksgiving. Let's hope we do that again. I think we have a much better chance to win that game, actually, than the Eagles game, if I'm being honest.
This is a lot of primetime games in a row for the Packers, too. It's 3 out of 4 weeks, I think.
Yep. So they did that last year. Remember, they had that gauntlet of 4 in a row right around Thanksgiving where they were always on primetime. So I think the NFL just likes having the Packers around eating holidays. Why is that, NFL? We like to eat up here. All right. Thanksgiving, though, Bengals at Ravens should be good. Bears at Eagles on Black Friday should be good. Broncos at Commanders Sunday night should be good. Giants at Patriots, not so much, but maybe. But that's a pretty fun week right there. I mean,
5 out of 6 ain't bad.
No, that's a good slate. That's a good slate. Yeah, and the third game being Bengals at Ravens, being an AFC North game, Thursday night. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So Cowboys, and then you take the 2 home teams from Thanksgiving and you play them against each other on Thursday the following week. Cowboys at Lions, right? Chiefs again playing the Texans. But I got to say, week 14, not bad, but I really want to see that Vikings at Cowboys Sunday night football game. What are the Vikings at this point? Are they good? What are the Cowboys at this point? Are they good? Are those 2 teams vying for the playoffs? Or are those 2 teams vying for potentially another quarterback or a head coach? Who knows? So not bad.
Dolphins at Steelers could be skipped.
Yeah, I think that might get flexed out, especially if the Steelers are terrible at that point. We'll see what the Dolphins are. The Dolphins are really hard to figure out this year. Are they going to be awful? Are they going to be mediocre like always? I don't think they're going to be great, but
that's when teams are jostling for playoff spots around right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think here. Week 14 and 15, all of these teams should theoretically be in playoff position, right? The Eagles and Chargers should be, decent record. Texans should be winning their division. Falcons at Buccaneers.
The Cowboys
fight
have the
for
Chiefs and then the
division.
Lions. This is the point in the season where they just start to tank and
Yeah.
flail out.
Well, I think week 14 is pretty good, but I think week 15 is actually kind of interesting, other than Dolphins Steelers. And then we go to the last 2 weeks because week 18, guys, none of the primetime games are set. They're obviously going to flex all those based on, playoff potential and that sort of thing. But we got Bears at Packers Saturday, a Saturday game, Bears at Packers.
Saturday.
What's your record going to be by week 16, Dave? Are you going to be 8-8 at that point, or 7-8? Excuse me.
We'll be 7-8.
7-8.
7-8 or 6-9, somewhere around there.
And then they'll beat the Packers so they can go 8-8, think they're good, and then they'll get smoked the next week. And
remember, you're just one fingertip away from being 0-6 in the division last year.
Dude, no kidding.
We're that close to being 0-2 against us. So
to our credit, though, there was a couple of things in the Vikings game that didn't go our way that maybe should have. But yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
You're absolutely right. And you did beat us the second time when we were sitting Jordan Love because we already made the playoffs. So Bears fans,
we knocked him out. He was scared. He had a little brown streak in the back of his pants. You could tell it from the sidelines.
Hey, you know what? The Titans couldn't beat Malik Willis, but the Bears could. Good job, Bears. Way to go, Bears. You're better than the Titans.
Actually.
You're better than the team that drafted first overall. That's all I'm going to give you. All right. So anyway, Packers at Bears should be good. Eagles at Commanders is fantastic. Bengals at Dolphins could be interesting again, depending on what the Dolphins do. 49ers at Colts seems like a very weird Monday night football game.
I don't like the Colts
I
in
don't
prime
get
time
that.
this year.
Yeah.
Richardson's, I can't believe anyone's buying it. Niners, they got a great head coach, but they had to retool too much this season.
Yeah. I mean, even if the Niners are good, I doubt the Colts are going to be good. So, I don't get that at all. That is a very weird game.
That's a smaller market too, right? There's no real reason.
Maybe McAfee's having a party that day, and they just decided to send everybody there for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Then Christmas, Cowboys at Commanders, that's fantastic. Lions at Vikings, fantastic. Broncos at Chiefs, of course, very good. And then Bears at 49ers. So the 49ers basically didn't have any primetime games. And then they're like, oh, crap, we better throw them in the last couple weeks just so we get some West Coast. So, yeah, 49ers, Bears at 49ers, 49ers at Colts, and then Rams at Falcons, an interesting one. But that's actually kind of intriguing because, both the Rams and the Falcons, again, should probably be in the playoff area, but we'll see how that goes.
They both should be division winners.
That question is which one of these games are going to be super crucial for playoff seeding.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible the Bears at 49ers is a playoff crucial game. Maybe the Bears are actually close to that 6th seed, right? I think the Bears are going to win 8 games if they're lucky, but maybe they win 10. Who knows? Maybe they're 9. They got 9 wins at this point and they got to get in, or same thing with the 49ers.
I think the whole NFC is going to be shooken up. Other than the Eagles, it's going to be crazy. We don't know who's going to be good yet.
We don't know. But guys, let's talk about our next episode. So next episode, we are going to be ranking the teams by division, who finishes 1 through 4, who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to make the championship games, who's going to make the Super Bowl. Because as everybody knows, there's a big amount of turnover in the playoffs every year. And every single year, the predictions seem to say, hey, it's the same teams making the playoffs. Well, that never happens. You got to pick some wild cards, guys. You got to pick some weird teams to make the playoffs because it happens every year. Look at the Commanders this year, right? Look at the Broncos. None of us thought they were going to win that many games. I thought they'd be better, but they ended up making the playoffs. So it happens every year. And we're going to talk about it in the next episode. But thanks for joining, everybody. This is a quick one. We're going to do another one real soon about the total schedules, talking about each of our teams, talking about maybe some of the hardest schedules in the league. And we'll come back to it with some more info. So, Hype, what's your takeaway from these primetime games?
It just makes me feel even more so that this year is going to be totally nuts and crazy. We have no idea who's going to be good or not. Last year, the NFC North was amazing. This year, they have the hardest schedule. They might just be average. You just don't know. But I think the league's going to be exciting. Every week, every team's going to feel like they have a shot to make the playoffs.
Chief, what was your favorite part of this primetime schedule?
Oh, I cannot get enough of the AFC West.
Yeah.
You cannot put them in prime time enough. Every one of those teams is going to be fantastic.
Every one of them is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Raiders, the Broncos, the Chargers. It'll be all sorts of fun. And that's where, the Chiefs, them being in all of the primetime games. But if it's conference games, it's gonna be a blast to watch.
Yep. No, really excited to watch the AFC West. Don't care about the Colts. Don't care about the Giants. Don't care about the Jets. I mean, give me more Jaguars, man. Maybe they'll flex them out. We'll see. We'll see how good the Jaguars are. But yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of good games though, and actually a lot of the Thursday night games actually seem pretty good for the first time in a while too. So I'm excited for that. But more on the next episode, guys, when we talk about the full schedule.
All right, guys. Well, it's all about schedules here. We'll see you next time on Foosball.